Hi everyone, my name is Jeeprat. I am from CLCG section. My topic is supply chain attack analysis. Supply chain attack are a growing concern in cybersecurity worldwide. They occur when attackers compromise trusted vendors or partners to reach a main target. We will explore these causes, real world example and mitigation strategies. This presentation also highlights the role of information security management. The goal is to understand how to detect and prevent such attackers effectively. We'll conduct with best practices and future directions. Introduction. Modern organizations rely heavily on multiple suppliers and third party vendors. Attackers exploit this trusted connection to launch cyber attacks indirectly. Such attackers are hard to detect as they appear from legitimate source. They pose severe risk to data integrity, confidentiality, and business continuity. Understanding them is crucial for building resilient cybersecurity ecosystem. Definition. A supply chain attacker targets an organization by compromising its suppliers or service providers. It manipulates trust software or hardware to deliver malicious payload. The main idea is to exploit the trust between the vendor and customers. This allows attackers to bypass traditional security defense. Example include malicious software update or tampered firmware shipment. Objects of attackers to gain widespread access to multiple organizations using one weak vendor, to steal confidentiality information, financial data, or intellectual property, to deploy ransomware or disrupt operation at a large scale, to damage brand reputation and erode trust between companies and users, sometimes used for espionage or to achieve geopolitical goals. Supply chain model in cybersecurity. A typical supply chain includes suppliers, integrators, distributors, and customers. Each stage depends on the security of the previous one. Attackers can exploit vulnerabilities at any stage of this chain. Weak security is one suppliers can compromise the entire network. Cybersecurity managers should monitor and verify each connection regularly. Reason for rising supply chain attacks. Organization increasingly depends on outsourced and cloud-based services. Open source software often lack rigorous security validation. Globalization has made supply chain more complex and interdependent. Cyber criminals exploit lack of visibility and inconsistent vendor standards. Remote work and digital transformation have expanded attack surfaces. Common attack vectors. Compromised software update containing hidden malware. Tampered open source packages uploaded to public repositories. Manipulated firmware during manufacturing or distribution. Abuse of cloud misconfiguration and weak APIs. Insider threats or unverified third party plugins. Stolen credentials from vendors providing remote access. Attack lifecycle. Reconsistent attackers research suppliers and detect weak links. Initial compromise. Breaching vendor network through phishing or exploits. Malware insertion. Inserting malicious code in software or hardware updates. Distribution. Infect software reach customer through normally updates execution. The payload activities in customer supports. Data theft. Attackers exfiltrate sensitive information silently. Characteristics of supply chain attacks. They exploit trust between organizations and their vendors. Such attackers are stealthy and can remain undetected for months. They are often state sponsored and targeted high level industries, difficulty to identify since they use authentic software channels. Their impact extends across multiple sectors simultaneously. Case study SolarWinds 2020. Attackers compromise SolarWinds Orient software update mechanism, insert sunburst malware that spreads to 18,000 customers worldwide. Targets include US government agency and Fortune 500 companies. Attackers gained remote access and performed espionage operation. This causes highlighted the scale and sophistication of supply chain breaches. Next, second case study. Target breach 2013 we have occurred. Hackers entered Target network through a third-party HVAC vendor. They used stolen credentials to access payment system, resulted in the theft over 40 million credit card record. The breach caused huge financial and reputational damage. It stressed the importance of controlling vendor network permission. Case study 3. NotPetya 2013. Attackers compromised Ukraine accounting software MEDoc. Distributed destructive malware discussed as an update spread rapidly worldwide, affecting major corporations, caused billions of dollars and damage across logistic and banking sectors. Demonstrate how software supply chains are triggered global disruption. Case study 4. ASUS Shadow Hammer 2019. Attackers infected ASUS update server with malware lagged updates. The attackers target specific MAC address to infect chosen users. Thousands of devices are compromised before detection. This shows how legitimate software delivered channels can be hijacked. ASUS later improved its core signing and verification process. Impacts on organization. Loss of sensitivity customers and operational data. Operational downtime and financial losses due to halted services. Declining customer trust and stock market value. Potential legal liabilities under data protection laws. Long-term damage to brand reputation and business relation. Impact on national security. Critical infrastructure and defense systems become potential targets. Supply chain attacks by compromising national intelligence data. Foreign entities can exploit this weakness for espionage. They can disrupt energy, transportation, and healthcare sectors. Strengthening supply chain resilience is a national security priority. Detection challenge. Molecular scores in embedded in authentic vendor software, making detection hard. Traditional antivirus and firewalls fail to spot sophisticated tampering. Complex dependencies make it difficult to trace attack origins. Limited transparency between vendors delays response. Continuous monitoring tools are often not integrated across supply network. Risk management strategies. Conduct vendor risk assessment and background check regularly. Implement continuous software verification and code auditing. Maintaining a software bill of materials SBOM to track components. Use network segmentation to isolate vendor access point. Adopt a zero trust approach for all external entities. Security best practice. Digitally sign all software and verify in authenticity. Encrypt data in storage, transmission, and backup stages. Enable multi-factor authentication for all third-party accounts. Perform regular penetration testing on vendor system. Ensure vendor comply with standard cybersecurity framework. Role of information. ISM ensures a consistency, continuous security across the supply chain. It involves developing policies, control, and monitoring mechanisms. Aligns organizational and vendor security practice. Focus on proactive prevention rather than reactive mitigation. Integrates risk management into procurement and operations. Detection tools. Use intrusion detection system to detect suspicious traffic. Deploy file integrity monitoring tools for unauthorized changes. Adopt threat intelligence platform for real-time alerts. Perform software composition analysis for dependence risk. Implement automated incident response mechanism. Government and industry regulation. NIST SP 800-161 provide guidelines for supply chain risk management. ISO 2800 defines standard for supply chain security system. GDPR and HIPAA enforce vendor accountability in data protection. Government emphasizes secure compliance through legalization. Organization must align with global and national framework. Mitigation techniques. Segment network to prevent lateral movement from compromised vendors. Enforce strict path management and vulnerabilities assessments. Require vendors to share their security audit periodically. Implement strong authentication and endpoint protection measures. Regularly review suppliers' relationship for compliance and risk. Incident response plan. Develop predefined response procedure for vendor related breaches. Immediately isolate affected system to prevent future spread. Collaborate with law enforcement and cybersecurity expert. Communicate openly with stakeholder and customer. Conduct root cause analysis to strengthen future defenses. Recovery and lesson learned. Review incident to understand system vulnerabilities. Update policies and security standard post incident. Enhance transparency and monitoring between partners. Conduct employee and vendor training program. Build long term resilience through continuous improvement. Future direction. Focus on secure by design principle in all development stage. Enhance international collaborative for cyber defense. Encourage transparency between organization and suppliers. Invest in automation and threat prediction technology. Prioritize continuous education and awareness on cyber risk. Conclusion. Supply chain attacks are complex, long-lasting and costly threats. They require joint effort from organization, vendors and government. A proactive approach combining technology and policy and employees. Essentially, continuous vigilance and vendor accountability are key to prevention, building a culture of cybersecurity awareness, strengthness, and resilience. Thank you all.